golf, ping pong, and sports betting. Wait, back up. Ping pong? What the hell? This is Jump Shots from the Goal Line.
Watch out! He's got getting away from the top speed.
Hot takes and hilarious banter on everything from college football to the NBA and everything in between, except ping pong. And we're not just flying solo. We're bringing in some heavy hitters from the world of sports. Journalists, players, legends. You name it, we've got them. Why should they have all the fun?
Bryant for the win. Bang!
This is Jump Shots from the Goal Line. Where every episode is a slam dunk. And now your hosts, Jonathan Dugan and John Henningsen.
All right. Happy NCAA 25 launch day to all that celebrate. I know that Henny does not. That's okay. To each their own, really. I have been playing it. I did not pay for the early access, but just a little fun fact for everybody. You can do the 10-hour demo, until it does go actually live and all your stuff transfers. So it's fine. Other than that, I did just find out we used to go live on Twitter/X. Apparently you have to be subscribed to premium to do that. So that's great. They just changed that. So thanks a lot, Elon. Love that. You son of a bitch. You're going to make me pay $11 a month for stupid shit like this.
That guy's full of surprises.
I hate it. I legitimately hate everything about it, but it is what it is, right? Other than that, man, how was your weekend? You do anything special?
No. Special? No. Did I golf? Yes. Did I survive a tornado? I don't think so. But there's allegedly tornadoes in town. We're in Big 12 country now. That's what we do. So I guess we're going to be a part of, we're just fully embracing it. So wild storms, obviously like a wild weekend. I think it's hard to ignore the fact of some crazy stuff happened, obviously politically or in our world, which is, part of being an American at this point. Yeah. So probably not going to harp on it here, guys. So don't worry. But, just basically it was your typical weird weekend in America. You know what I mean? That's how I describe it. Just another wild one for the boys.
Yeah. 'Tis the season. We are amongst it, right? We don't have to say one way or another, but I will say this: great content, right? Love to
see. That's the thing. I don't want great content when it comes
love
to
this.
This is fucking insane. But yeah, sure.
I don't know. It is what it is, dude. But myself, that news dropped when I was driving back from Yuma. Went to go visit my mom. It was her birthday this weekend. So happy birthday, Jackie. It's just number 69, so it couldn't be any sweeter, right? So that was fun. Yuma was 118 degrees this weekend. Insane. Wow, we're just gonna go right off the rip. Thanks, Matthew Hesse. So wild. Wilbur needs his guns back. We'll probably get more to this in Twitter Fingers. I think we shared that clip in Twitter Fingers, did we not?
Maybe. I don't really know. Honestly, like I said, it's I feel like life's kind of in a whirlwind right now. I'm somewhere in between reality and everything feels very surreal, which again, I don't know how this can sneak up on me at this point. Everything's surreal, but that's kind of how I feel. What is all of this? But sure, maybe it's in there, maybe it's not.
I feel like if Hesse's going to just go right off the rip, bringing that up, because that's just what Hesse does, I feel like we kind of have to talk about it. Don't we have to? Don't you feel like it? Do we just jump straight into it?
Sure, whatever. I'm not even sure exactly where you're taking me, but like I said, sure. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm all.
I didn't mean to cut you off like that. That was very rude.
No, I don't care. That was funny. I was didn't matter to me. I didn't have anywhere to go, so you really just bailing me out.
Something we haven't done in a while, but it seems very necessary to do. I was planning on doing this towards the end of the show, but Hesse's just doing one for the squad. We do have our merch coming out probably here pretty short. I mean, I know we haven't talked to Cactus Blossom Customs about this specifically recently, but I would imagine probably the next couple weeks or so, right, Henny, that we should probably be going
yeah, I
live.
think sooner than that if we want. Yeah. But yeah, I think we should have stuff out shortly.
Yeah, so we should be going live with the merch here soon. And in my just free time, I guess, I just was like, hey, let me go ahead and post a sick picture of Wilbur, give Wilbur's guns back shirt, because the Big 12 Media Day happened last week. And I don't know if anybody saw the clip. We might show it on Twitter Fingers. I can't remember. We have a long list today.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know either.
the Texas Tech mascot, I don't even remember his name because we're
Pistol,
just not
Pistol,
Pistol Pete is Oklahoma State.
That's Oklahoma State.
Red Raider.
So the other
right?
guy.
I think it's just Red Raider, right? Maybe.
Yeah, let's go with Red Raider.
We're not in the lore yet. We're getting there.
Yeah,
okay?
we're learning, guys.
So the ASU guy from PHNX was interviewing the Red Raider, and he let him know that he had talked to Pistol Pete from Oklahoma State, and Pistol Pete had said, well, he's the only real cowboy in the conference. The Red Raider proceeded to pull out a 6-shooter because, as his right as an American, he did, and pointed it at the camera, which this is what Henny and I have been talking about, shit you not, for 2 years. Since we brought on the Big 12 expert back in the day, Henny had this great line of, we need to give Wilbur his guns back. Because at that time, the Big 12, it wasn't even really a rumor per se yet, right? It was like whispers. Just, yeah, whispers of, maybe Arizona goes, because everybody kind of saw the writing on the wall with the Pac-12 that it was just like, it was going to fail. And it did, right? Unless you're Oregon State and Washington State for some reason. But we all kind of knew that maybe the Big 12 was probably the spot we were going to go to. There were some like ACC whispers, whatever. And Henny had a great line of doing that, because with us going into this conference, all of a sudden, we're in a conference that embraces history, number one. All right. And number two, has 2 other mascots with 6-shooters. And to the layman, if you don't know, back in the day, Wilbur did have 2 6-shooters on his holsters right there on his waist. And it was just the coolest mascot. At least I think so. Like, Wilbur with 6-shooters just makes sense. We're in the Wild West. You got Old Tucson here where they filmed like all the old Western films. It just makes sense. Then in 2001, I've done a deep dive in the history. At least if I haven't, I guarantee you Wildcat Authority has, because of the post you're going to see soon. Back in 2001, the U of A made a conscious decision to remove the 6-shooters. Just to kind of embrace how the entire university feels towards like gun violence and stuff. Makes total sense. I get it. I'm not shaming the university for doing that, right? It's their right. I totally get it. Image is everything. But they did kind of sacrifice just a sick ass like part of the lore, right? So that's just kind of one of our taglines here on the show that we've really embraced, and we feel like kind of represents a large portion of the university fan base. At least we think so. And that's why we have a shirt, which I wish I had the graphic up right now. I don't. You know what? I can actually pull it up really quick. Maybe not. We're gonna actually do this.
And as you pull it up, I'll just say, I show up on campus 2002. So honestly, like me and some of my other buddies, we've been saying give Wilbur his guns back for 20 years. Right. We just knew, like, hey man, like, this is a bummer, dude. You can't take his guns away. This is crazy. Like, this is a cat in the Wild West, right? He's out there fighting for his life out here. So we always just thought give Wilbur his guns back was a lot of fun to say. Obviously, it's a rallying cry. It's fun. It's like, it's crazy that you threw this onto a message board as all of this stuff happened. So like, obviously the timing gets a little weird, because then of course we're gonna have gun control back in the news. But yeah, if you have something to share with us, like, go ahead and throw it on screen. It's been a wild week, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you try to have fun with the t-shirt, and here we are. But I stand by this t-shirt.
Yeah, and if you're not following the Instagram, please do. Join the cult following. But here's our post that we made. Let's see if we can play it. I don't know if we can. Okay, yeah, you can't play it, but whatever. There's the shirt, okay? So this shirt is going to be available in the next few weeks, but it's pretty word, right? Give Wilbur's guns back. We're gonna have hats and stuff too. I've teased those. You see those sometimes, like in the videos and stuff. But be on the lookout for that because I feel like it really does embrace kind of like the history of the university. Now, long story short, now that we've totally just gone haywire on like explaining ourselves, like Henny said, I chose probably the worst weekend in history to like make a post about this because then the next day the former president of the United States gets shot in the ear. Okay, so what started out as a fun post, which I'm going to share right now on Wildcat Authority, and remember this is Message Board Warriors, which fits right in, right here, right? Simple. Give Wilbur his guns back. Totally could have just shared this instead of the Instagram, but whatever. Sick plug. Right? I literally just post that with the tagline of give Wilbur his guns back to take advantage of just Big 12 Media Day, right? People were talking about it on Twitter. It made sense.
Great timing.
It started out, just people been saying, please want that shirt, been saying it for years. Like good stuff, right? Like really good. Then all of a sudden, it turns into something terrible. All right. As you can see, first off, let me show you. We're at 45 likes. So thanks for liking it, people. We love you. But we're 4 pages deep now, guys. 4 whole pages about a post about just a shirt. Okay. Never in my wildest dreams I think it would ever be 4 pages long. Okay. Like I said, starts out really nice. People wanting the shirt, whatever, right?
Yeehaw. I see that.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. People, I need this. I need this. Then you get OV Cat, 17 downvotes. Bad day for OV Cat. He says, stupid. This was like the fire that just started like the biggest forest fire ever. Okay. People just shit on this guy over and over and over again. Starting here. All right.
Poor OV Cat.
Yeah, 87 Devil. Guy comes over from the ASU page to come over here and post about how stupid it is that we want Wilbur to have his guns. But then they just start getting freaking nasty, right? This one, I'm surprised Wilbur hasn't come out with his own personal pronouns yet. Jesus, guys, come on. But people just start going off on him, all right? Like 4 pages deep of people just like, if mascots having fake guns triggers you, then where does it end? I do like that they put no pun intended. That's great. But then it just keeps going and going and going and going about people talking about the fact that like how bad it is that we want a mascot to have guns. Like people, this is what I have to tell you. Am I sympathetic to like shooting victims? Absolutely. Like the fact that we have as many like
I'm sorry, I'm not even laughing. The fact that you were addressing this is hilarious. Sorry, not
yeah. I know.
Yeah,
fact, I'm smiling right now, and it's not because I think what you guys have like are feeling is funny, but the fact that I even have to do this is just beyond me. We do have way too many shootings in this country. We absolutely do, absolutely right. But guys, we're talking about a cartoon character, right? A cartoon character that's based in the Old West, where they had 6 shooters. The point of our shirt is not to glorify guns. It's not to glorify anything like that. It is to kind of like, 1, poke fun at the fact that we don't have it. Number 2, talk about how great it was when we did have it. And 3, at least to me, it's also just like embracing where we're going, like to the Big 12, Texas, whatever, right? Like give Wilbur his guns back. So people get in a pissing match for pages on pages, calling each other's names and like all kinds of stuff. But then the Trump shooting happens, and that's all. It
doesn't get worse, does it?
It absolutely does, John. Let me tell you. Then it's just like 2 more pages of people just going back and forth about Trump and shooting, and if he shouldn't have gotten shot, if he should have gotten shot, like all based off of our self-promotion. So what I hope that comes out of this is that we do have a lot of people that want to invest in the podcast and go buy a shirt. What I also hope happens is that we stop making this political, because that's not at all what this is. And if it is going to trigger you, guess what, guys? We have 2 other great options. We have Not a Golf Pod polos. We have Polyzona.
Maybe that shirt's not for you, and that's fine. That's okay. Not every shirt's for every person, and that's okay.
Totally fine. But if you have suggestions of what you would like to see on a shirt, right? Maybe you do watch the pod and you're like, hey, Henny said this other really funny thing. Dugan said something really stupid that belongs on a shirt. Please DM me, right? DM us on Instagram, DM the Twitter that's now going to be premium because Elon's an asshole. Please let us know what you would like on a shirt and we will make it happen with Cactus Blossom Customs because they are great. Please support local. They're local here in Tucson. It's a friend of John's, becoming a friend of mine. He's already giving me TV suggestions, TV show suggestions. It's just a blossoming friendship. So please support us, support them. But yeah, a little bit of a throwback because we want to go ahead and
I do want to share just because I think it's interesting too. And it sounds crazy, I know, but I don't own a cowboy hat. I don't own a gun. I don't dress like a cat. But I have the shirt and I like it. It's a good shirt. So
I agree with you, dude. You know what? Like, to be honest with you, I don't think about gun control that often. I don't own a gun. I haven't shot a gun in 10 years. Haven't been to a rodeo in a long time. But do I think Wilbur deserves a 6-shooter? Yeah, dude, it'd be fun. Why not? We're not glorifying shooting. We are just saying history was cool. Now that we have that off our chest, thanks for opening that can of worms, Hesse. That's what you're good for. So
yeah, we're just like just just had to get it out there. It's like I actually don't think we had to address that at all, but like it's just I don't know. The world's just a funny place.
Yeah, and you know what? And if you don't want to go out and buy a t-shirt, what I can tell you is we do have a terrific partner in Tasty. So terrific that I made this infomercial.
We're on a mission to make golf tees a little bit less boring. So I'm calling on all golfers to go start and buy some Tasties. Tasty.com, be your best friend. Promo code JumpShotsPod, 15% off. Now watch this drive.
Go buy Tasty instead. It is perfect golf season. The weather isn't great, at least in Tucson, unless you like golfing in a tornado, which I think Henny, you probably would give it a shot.
I'd give it a go. Honestly, I would give it a go. Yeah, like if it was a course with less trees, I'd give it a go. Honestly, I don't know. Why not?
Can you imagine the lift on your drives, bro? It would be sick.
Have you watched Twister recently, by the way? Have you given like Twister, like, are you getting ramped up for Twisters?
I have not watched Helen Hunt's Twister in quite a time.
Oh, you consider it a Helen Hunt vehicle?
I mean, yeah, it is, right?
I mean, I think it's more of a Bill Paxton flick, but it's my take.
I mean, you're probably right. You were there for it. I was a young lad.
Right in front of you, been here the whole time, Joe. Come on. Yeah, no, that's Bill Paxton, dude.
Who's in the new one?
I have no idea. Like, obviously, the tornado.
Yeah,
for sure,
center, baby.
The tornado. Beyond that, I honestly have no idea. But, yeah, I don't know what it was. I think it was just like literally weird, right? So I was like, I think I was just influenced by the fact that there was talk of a tornado.
Yeah.
Then Twister's on. Obviously, Twisters is there, but it's front and center. And I'm like, I'm gonna watch this damn Twister again. And it's like terrible and good. It's one of those. It's like this is so whatever this is. I think it's kind of good, but
yeah,
you could tell me it's bad, and I'd also agree.
Yeah, I mean, what I know from Twisters, it was Fat Bastard's favorite movie. So. From Austin Powers. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I probably will give it a go, the new one. I mean, why not? It's not like when they make these remakes 20 years later, they're not bad at all. But I'll probably give it a go for sure. Why not?
Yeah, summertime blockbuster. Why not?
Yeah, maybe I'll take the 4-year-old. Really scar her for life, But yeah, the weather has been wild. I didn't get hit out here. I know you didn't get hit, but shout out to everybody living on the northwest side of Tucson that get absolutely smoked by 80-mile-an-hour winds. My thoughts are with you. I hope everything is okay. Monsoon season, baby. we all call for it until we don't. So
exactly.
Outside of that, dude, like I mentioned at the top of the show, NCAA 25 did drop today. It's the first one since 2014, so 10 years later. I grew up playing it. It's one of my all-time favorite things to kind of just sit down and veg out to. My favorite part is absolutely the recruiting. And I did jump on a little bit tonight, and it's back in force, baby. It's so sick. Um, Brett has a really good question here. Do they have the new unis in it? If you're referencing the sick ass new helmets that they did drop last week, good call out there, Brett. I think they're going to be added within a week. That's what I was reading. First go today, no, they weren't in there. I was pretty sad to see, but I know they're gonna be. By the way, those helmets, Henny, like I don't think I've ever seen anybody more nervous than you when they just showed like the sliver
100%.
of the graphic because it was a little bit of chrome.
Little chrome. Yep.
Boy, were you wrong to be nervous though, weren't you, pal?
Yeah, the helmets are awesome. Now I'm still worried they're gonna wear red pants and red jerseys with those,
Yeah,
which
that's
will
what I'm
kind of
reading.
ruin it for me.
Yeah,
Needs to be a red jersey, needs to be white pants. So I'm a little nervous that they're still going to do like the all red look with it, which I think will take away from it a little bit. But the helmet's great. The
yeah,
helmet's great, and then like the chrome, because the chrome hits different than the actual color of the helmet, different than like the jersey, like can play. I was worried they were going to go with like this whole chrome out look. Disaster avoided. The helmets are sick.
yeah. I'm actually gonna share it really quick because I kind of want to like digest it with the people. Um, I guess this is the first time. What were they saying? Maybe you remember too. First time since like the 90s or maybe even the 70s. I know we skipped an entire generation there, but whatever. That they don't have the block A on there. And they just have cats. But honestly, like if they weren't going to put the block A, this is perfect. This is so sick. The colors are great. Like you're right. It is like the face mask is kind of chromy, but it plays on the white. And I agree with you. That's why I hope that they go white pants, white jerseys at least once. They're gonna go red for sure. They absolutely are.
Red jersey's fine. They just got to keep the white pants.
Yeah. You don't think I think they might try to go battle red though. You know
I
what I
know
mean?
I know they're going to do that. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to like it.
Yeah. No,
But they
I
will
do
do it. You're right.
I do like the red tops with the white bottoms. Like that's sick. And especially with these helmets, it would be really cool. I love the script. The one thing I did find funny though was the fact that like first it was a Mizzou fan that was
Yeah.
like calling
Yeah.
out the athletic director. It was like, "Oh, good job, copying your last university," because like we really care about the University of
Yeah.
Missouri.
Totally.
Didn't even really look that similar either, by the way. Like just letting
No, and this
everybody
is
know you don't own script,
exactly.
right?
No one owns script, and like everybody acts like. I mean, this has been on softball. This is like been around, right? This is just
Yeah.
something we pulled from our past and threw on the helmet. Now, like it isn't a traditional football look. I will
No.
give whoever that. Like, sure, we can have that conversation. It hasn't been our traditional football look, but you're crazy if you think we don't have cats and script somewhere on
Yeah.
on t-shirts, uniforms, this that dating back to forever. And yeah, you're Missouri, dude. Come on.
But then what came out was Kansas State fans, which, enter Big 12, which Brett again out here saying the helmet is so Big 12. It is. You're right. And that's why I'm glad to be in the Big 12. They have more style than the Pac 12, apparently. Those I will give them a little bit of like, okay, maybe. Because like
Sure.
their script was very similar. They also have this whole thing going on, which I know Henny's
Yeah,
not
I
a
don't
fan
want
of
that, by the
anyway.
way. Yep, get rid of that too. Don't need it.
It is in the NCAA 25 game, FYI, and it is on our shirts, the Polyzona shirts. So that was a Dugan decision, but it is what it is. But yeah, again, you don't own script, you don't own like hand signals, like it's not trademarked. I don't think. I could be totally off base on that one, but like,
I
who
don't think you could
cares?
trademark a hand.
I don't think so, but who cares if you can? At the end of the day, these helmets are sick, and like I like where the program's going. They fixed the sleeves as well. I don't know if you saw that on the jerseys, because last year I don't know if you noticed, but the stripes were bad. They were like white, red, white, so it didn't even really pop. That was bad. Um, there you go, Brett, right on top of it. We kept the blue and red stripes. It looks great. I'm all here for it. you know what? This program is so on the rise, dude. Like that the uniform combos. I keep saying it, but Arizona just all over different sports has such sick uniforms, and like the fact that the football team is embracing the past because like we had the stupid gradient for a long time. We had like the weird collar for a long time. Now we're just going back to like the 90s, like Desert Swarm, where like it's just sick looking. Now we have these awesome helmets. Like, so glad to be an Arizona fan. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's always been a clean look. It's great. I'm glad it's going to be in the game. And yeah, man. I'm all here for some good uniform talk. Anytime you guys want to get at us with some good uniform talk, believe me, we'll be here.
Yeah. But going back to the game really quick, because Brett got us a little off
Because if it's in the
there.
game, it's in the game.
It is. It's EA. So the game is sick. I did play one game so far. I was obviously Arizona. I did random team and SMU came up, which funny enough, SMU was in the news recently because they pulled off some financial shenanigans. Blink twice if you ever heard them do that before. Yeah, good old Pony Express. But yeah, they're back in the news. I did beat them 59-34. Just Noah was incredible. The offense is so much fun to use as Arizona. Like T-Mac's unstoppable. Noah's really, really good. Our boy Jacory's not in the game yet. Okay. So these late transfers, some of them got a little screwed. All right. They didn't get put in the game. Jacory does have a team working on it. He told me. I'm glad for Jacory.
Team? Hell yeah, Jacory, dude. Way to put a team out there.
Dude, Jacory even shot me the email like I have some kind of pool. Like I'll email them though. I will email them for you, Jacory.
Yeah, if we need to get the people on it, let's mobilize.
Yeah, but it turns out the barbecue boys both had some bad luck because Chuba's not even in the game either, and they straight up told him, "We're not going to use you in this game." So I don't know, man. There's a few things that'll kind of piss you off about the game. But
you need to add Snoop on that one, or what's up?
Right? They have the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. I bet I'm actually gonna like text him that. Be like, dude, you got to get Uncle Snoop on the phone. Hit up EA. I guarantee he'll get put in the game.
Dude, tweets.
That was really weird for me that they just told him straight up like, nah, we don't want you in the game. I don't know what it is about him, but whatever. But the rest of the team was fun, dude. Takario Davis is super good. Manu hits really hard. It's a really, really fun game. It's cool to get back into it. And I know I'm going to be playing it, but I know you have your thoughts.
Well, I don't really have like any like thought. Like I love the game. Like this is one of my favorite games of all time. I used to play this nonstop. I just simply am saying that like I haven't been playing video games since then basically. So I'm not going out to buy a PS5 today or an Xbox 1080 or whatever the hell we're up to these days. I don't need a GameCube or whatever. And I'm not going to go like at the game. So like I'm just not going to play. Like it's not that I don't want to or that I wouldn't enjoy it. It's just that like I'm not ready to change my whole life. And just because everybody's talking about it today, I just want you to know that I'm strong enough as a man to make my own decision and decline to play. Like I will continue to golf. I will continue to have a great time in my life. It just won't involve this, but I like honestly, genuinely, and sincerely love all of the NCAA video game content. Like this has been like awesome. Like every single tweet about it, all of the content around it, like it's all great. I love it. I love it for everyone else. But I'm also just not going to sit here and like pretend like I'm playing when like I'm just not.
Yeah, I love, as you said, Xbox 1080. Put that on his shirt.
Yeah, get your Xbox 1080 or what? Like again, whatever one we're on. I don't know. You guys have to tell me. But that's like I'm really out of the game, is what I'm telling you. Like I'm out.
Yeah, and then Brett coming in. Do they have the ARIZONA? I think they do. Hesse, you can put in the chat too. I know you were hitting the sticks a little hard too after work today. But I think they might actually have it in there. They have a lot of Arizona stuff in there, dude. It's crazy. Like they have that whole thing. They have the band playing the music. When you get a first down, they do the whole like little song that they do in real life and stuff. Yeah, they do that. Pretty cool. What I am hearing though from you, Henny, you might not buy it. But if jump shots from the goal line were to perhaps create a Twitch account, you come over, play some.
Yeah, like would I play the game? Of course I'd play the game, man.
Okay.
Like, of course I'd play the game. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like, if I'm left to my own devices I think I don't know if I don't know if I put it in Twitter fingers, but I did share a tweet of like, the guy basically explaining to his wife, like, hey, I'm gonna like start playing games. She's like, well, you're not a gamer. And he's like, babe, like, I'm gonna need you to sit down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like where I'm at, where I'm like, dude, I can't really just be like, I don't really feel like changing up my lifestyle, opening up something that I've kind of moved away from at this point in my life. I'm probably going to be bad at it.
Yeah.
Are you playing it on PlayStation or are you an Xbox guy?
I'm an Xbox guy.
Yeah, me, Sally, that's where I'm at too. I'm definitely an Xbox guy, so
Yep.
that's much more appealing. Hand it to me on a PlayStation. I saw Big Cat was struggling with the PlayStation. Actually, a valid complaint in my opinion. Like you can't just switch. You can't just switch and then expect it to come back like riding a bike. It's not the same.
No.
And yeah.
I have to get confirmation of this. Was Brett legendary with Marcus Vick on?
He was. Yeah, he was so good, dude. Like this guy's good. Like this guy was good on the sticks for sure. He did like always pick Virginia Tech. I almost just had a stutter right there as I was about to make fun of my buddy for being colorblind
right now.
Well, yeah, because I was about to say my man's colorblind and then ended up with a stroke, which is a hilarious turn of events to end up with a stutter trying to make fun of him. But he was colorblind. I always picked Virginia Tech because they had the all black uniforms.
Wow. That's incredible.
Imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
But
wow.
like I always love the Michael Vick, Marcus Vick combination. Like anytime obviously that you could roll with those guys, enter Sandman. That's everything. Which by the way, like that is still I just love that entrance. Just a random thought. I'm like so ready for college football and that's why I'm so excited about the game being back. Like
yeah.
I'm already you can probably hear it if you're listening. We're talking about all the bullshit in the beginning and my energy levels are like, yeah, whatever, do whatever, man. I don't live life. Yeah. And then we get to this stuff and it's like, let's talk about college football, dude. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, no, you're totally right, dude. It's like this coming back, especially like what are we like a month and a half away from the season? It just gives you that like, oh, here we go, kind of like momentum, So it is super fun. By the way, Virginia Tech, I feel like should be better in college.
Of course
football.
They should. Yeah,
like,
of course they should.
One of the sickest entrances. Like really the only school in Virginia that's worth a shit because like Virginia's never good. Old Dominion's kind of on the rise. James Madison kind of on the rise. But like Virginia Tech's been a thing for a long time. And I feel like since Mike and Marcus, like they haven't done a whole lot. But dude,
Beamer ball.
Yeah, Beamer ball, dude. Also cool uniforms, like that kind of like orangish burgundy.
Yeah. They actually have cool colors for those that can see them. Like Beamer ball, by the way, was like that was like the precursor. That was like good version of Iowa football. It was like it was like having like a dynamic quarterback, having great special teams play and defense, and then winning games. And like that was really cool. Iowa has opted for like one part of that, which is hilarious in and of itself and its own brand of watchability. But man.
So maybe
I miss good days Virginia Tech.
Maybe like in a dynasty mode, then maybe they're on your list of maybe teams that you would try to rebuild. Speaking of that, everybody's doing it. Everybody. I know you're not going to necessarily play the game, but you might come over to your good buddy Dugan's house and run the sticks for a little bit over a few Miller Lights. Maybe we invite some buds over. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe Jacory comes over. I don't know. But if we were to do a dynasty mode, right? Let's take Arizona out of it because that's obvious, right? Like you want to keep making Arizona into like the Alabama. If you're to do like not even a top 3, but just like 3 programs that you would want to run in dynasty mode, rebuild, who are you going with?
3 programs on the fly. Gosh. I mean, like part of me wants to like ride again with Coastal Carolina. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed that wave. Those are fun uniforms. Field. It's a super random like squad to pull together. Yeah. So I think that's kind of a good vibe. Like if you're gonna go like traditional power, I can support an Ole Miss. Like an Ole Miss is a random but like obviously too good to be building. So there'll be like a lot of people be like, no, not that. But I'm saying if you had like a power team, Brett there mentioning her Talby boy over there mentioning Hawaii. Hawaii is a good one. I like someone with like a fun uniform. Who else might I ride with? I mean, it'd be fun to take any of like the HBCU schools. Where's Jacory? Alabama State.
Yeah, but I don't think the HBCUs are in the game.
Are they not?
No, they have like remember back in the day where they would have like the HBCUs or like the Division twos or like like the North Dakota states. They would make them like a whole region, and that you would play like
Oh
that
yeah.
region. Yeah, so I don't think they're in the
Damn.
game.
Damn. I don't know who else. The Chanticleers came calling, though. I'll say that to my brain pretty quickly.
Well, you and I are well documented fans of the Chanticleers, right? Coastal Carolina,
I just have to respect them.
great
But
athletic
again,
program.
we can't forgive them for what they did in the College World Series against us. That's the problem.
Yeah,
So that also hurts a little bit. So maybe not them.
Yeah, if I was going to put three together, I think Kennesaw State would be fun because they just got added to like Division One. They're the worst team in the game. So like if you truly want to start from the bottom, like this is kind of like a lot of people are kind of choosing them right now, and I think that would be cool. I have to go with somebody that has like really good uniforms. Who would be a team that has like they're not great, but they have good unis?
That's where you end up with any of the military academies is always fun.
Yeah, like Air Force would be cool. Army has
Force.
really cool,
Any of the academies are cool.
I think UConn would be cool because they're so good at basketball. Like trying to make them into a powerhouse in football would be cool.
When you lose, you can just post that sad dog.
Yep. Who else? Arizona State's pretty down on their luck right now.
let's just through the all of SVF's football teams. Who else is a team in football?
Brett says, where did the Bills QB go? He went to Wyoming, and
Wyoming's a good one.
No, you will not catch me running a dynasty in those freaking.
Oh, I love those uniforms. I love those uniforms. I love those.
Nah, dude,
those are great.
Those are great. Cool. They have cool uniforms. Like
Wyoming has the courage that Arizona State lacks. You know what I mean? They really embrace the shit. You know what I mean? They were like, if we're gonna have these dogged out colors, let's really dog them out. Not bleeding in between the lines. Like let's just go for it. Wyoming uniforms are awesome. The cowboy on the Mustang, that rocks.
San Diego State would be cool. I think
they have good uniforms. That's a good helmet. The Aztec helmet's a good helmet.
Yeah, and like you're right there in Cali, like the recruiting bed would be really easy.
I would do that.
Yeah, I like San Diego State a lot, actually.
Yeah, I would ride with them for sure. I always respect San Diego State.
Yeah, they're an easy team to respect, dude. They have sick uniforms, a sick mascot, like an Aztec. When they had those helmets that they were like the Aztec.
Marshall Faulk, Tony Gwynn, Mark Grace.
No, you're going real far back. I'm talking
about notable alumni. Notable alumni. I'm just giving you notable alumni.
No, I know you are for sure. Brett says SMU. I did just play them. Their uniforms are sick, especially the Dallas ones.
They are.
I just don't know if I can ride with the Pony Express. That's the problem. Memphis.
They're also
Memphis, just like embracing the allure of Memphis. A good one. Yeah, they have good uniforms too.
Memphis is a good one.
I know they're a Big 12 rival, but Houston, kind of like the same thing as like UConn, good basketball squad. I think they have cool unis, like the red and the white. Vanderbilt, if we're gonna go really far down, no, you're not with Vandy.
I couldn't do it. No, I can't ride with Vandy. I just can't do it. Vandy's like Duke of the SEC. No.
Yeah, they are very pretentious. You're right.
Yeah, a little too pretentious for me. Not a football school. Won't respect it.
Maryland State. Is that a real?
He's talking about Maryland wearing those ridiculously absurd uniforms, is what he's referencing. The ones that look like the state flag with the checkers and all of that. This is clearly a man with no taste.
Georgia Southern, yeah, okay. Georgia State, I don't know if they're in the game, but Atlanta, that's cool.
This is such good podcasting. You're just naming schools.
Oh, I know a Big 12 rival that you could get behind. West Virginia. You could go West Virginia.
Oh, I could be West Virginia for sure. Give me a Mountaineer all day. I mean, hell yeah. And I love when West Virginia was good in the Rich Rod era. Yeah. Like that was great college football. Like that is like quintessential college football in my mind. Like that was absolutely perfect.
Would you go Miami?
I would rock with Miami, man. I can always rock with Miami. Yeah, Miami's sick, dude. Miami's sick. Florida State's sick. I mean, look, the Florida schools are pretty cool, man. Like there's some fun going on there.
Here's the thing, right? So in the new game, you can do conference realignment. Would you move Miami to the Big 12?
Why? You know I would. I'd bring Miami. I'd bring Florida State. Screw it.
Clemson.
Throw Louisville in. Let's get really nuts.
Yeah. Well, that's real life, right? Like, just
Yeah.
I mean, sick way to move on to the next topic, but like the Big 12, dude. I don't know about you, but it's kind of cool to be in a conference led by Brett Yormark that, like, when he says something, he means it. And I think he actually has like the power to do it. Apparently he has really good connections like Fox, ESPN, whoever, whatever, has a lot of money that he can like kind of fundraise. And these rumors of Clemson, Florida State, Miami, Louisville coming on over to the Big 12, that gets me pretty excited. I don't know about you.
Dude, of course that gets me fired up, man. Like if we could add Clemson, Florida, I mean, like literally pick any of these schools. I think all the names that are actually been thrown out there are pretty exciting to me, right? Like those are all teams that I would love to see on our schedule for basketball, love to see in our schedule for football. Hell, I'd love to play them in a baseball game. So like, yeah, those are absolutely like premier schools that I would love to be in competition with. And I think it'd be way more exciting to just have more good schools in a conference. And I don't really worry about like I do worry about the competition level, obviously. Like, hey, are we ready to like play Clemson like every other year or whatever? I don't know. Maybe we are, maybe we're not. But you know, we had to play USC in the Reggie Bush era. We weren't ready. It was fine. Guess what? It was still a hell of a lot of fun. And I was going to those games or whatever. So I'm all for it, man. Like I'm excited to be a part of a conference that like we'll be sending teams into the college playoff. And like
They're
that means we
ambitious.
have a chance. Like, you know what I mean? Pac-12 wasn't doing that.
Yeah, I think if they're able to pull in those schools, especially like the Clemson, the Florida States, losing Oklahoma and Texas isn't that big of a deal anymore.
That's a wash.
Yeah, especially then if you also bring in Miami, Louisville, and something that I took away big time from like the Big 12 media stuff was the fact that Brett Yormark is really big on like looking at basketball as the future and like really investing in that instead of just solely looking at like football. Because he's like, oh yeah, look at the landscape of everything right now. Look how international like the NBA is, blah blah blah. And like if we had like those four schools, Louisville, Clemson, like Clemson beat us this year, right? In the NCAA tournament. Florida State's usually not a pushover. Miami's usually pretty good. Jim Larinaga. Like this is already the best basketball conference in America, but like by far and away, it will be like head and shoulders above anybody if they get those in basketball. And then yeah, the football, like Brett asked earlier, are we good the year after next in football? If we bring in those programs, yeah, I mean, are we going to struggle more? Maybe, right? The parity is going to be different, right? Because like right now, like this season, do we go into the Big 12 and do we have a real shot at just going in and taking it all? Like, yeah, I think we do. I think we have a good shot at winning the Big 12 year one. You bring in like a Clemson, you bring in a Florida State. I think the people have to think about would be like, it's going to raise the level, right? And I'm a big believer, like, what is the phrase? All tides raise all ships or whatever. Like, I think that's a real thing because then you're opening yourself up to a recruiting bed of like Florida, the South, because you're going to be able to like tell recruits like, hey, look, we play the Clemsons, we play the Louisville, we play in Florida. You're going to be able to play there once or twice a year, see your family, but also you're going to be able to get playing time over here. You're going to see a different part of the country, blah, 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 blah. And it's going to be phenomenal, right? It's going to make for some quality football. And like the days of the Pac-12 where we're like, man, we used to play Oregon, we used to play USC, we used to play UCLA. Who cares at that point? Now you're playing real big dogs. I just think it's crazy that the SEC is looking at Clemson and Florida State and just saying, nah, we're good. I don't understand it.
I don't either. But I think to your point, like, and I think you're already seeing it, and like just to kind of like follow up on your thought there of like the rising tide.
There it is.
We're already recruiting in Texas, right? Like you're seeing that happen already. We're already recruiting better in Texas than probably the last four groups of of coaches gone through here have. You're already seeing it. Why? Because now we have a foothold in Texas. Like, we're going to be traveling and playing in Texas, which means their families can see them in Texas, but they can just go down the road, down the I-10, and go somewhere different, like get away from their home, see a different part of the country, but know that they can always come back home or be home for 3-4 games a year where their family can easily travel within the state to see them. So to your point, right, getting a foothold in Florida, getting a foothold like on the East Coast, like opening those doors. Now, are we going to start dominating recruiting like in the East Coast? Like, yeah, probably not. But it certainly can just change the way our brand is perceived across the country. Gone are the days of people not knowing the difference between Arizona and Arizona State. If we're truly a national brand, right? Like, if we truly are playing games in that East Coast schedule or on that East Coast time, right? All of those things are just really good for Arizona. I just think it's a great thing for the brand.
Yeah, and think about the TV deals too. At that point, you're bringing in Clemson, Florida State, those markets. Like, all of a sudden, the money that Arizona is being able to pull in just by being part of the Big 12, dude, you get to reinvest that right into the recruitment of your football team, into the facilities of the team. Like, Arizona will rise up, dude. Like, this is already a program that's on the rise as it is. And that was with being in a shitty Pac-12, getting no revenue. All of a sudden now you're going to be in a Big 12 that's going to be legitimately part of the Big 3 between SEC, Big 10, and Big 12. I'm here for it. And to be honest with you, now that I start to think about it too, we pull in those schools, we're for sure better than the Big 10, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's already without question on the basketball side. That's already we already passed them. The second Arizona was added to the Big 12, not even a discussion. But then from a football standpoint, yeah, because we're really only talking about at this point, we're going to find out what Michigan is. Obviously, they're coming off a national title, so tip of the cap, the respect there. Obviously, Ohio State went out and spent $1 billion or whatever this offseason, bought every single player they could, which is okay. They're allowed to do that. We're all buying players, whatever. That's the deal. But they went out and spent it. They set a bigger salary cap than everybody else. They went out there into the second apron and got everybody. But that's really it. We don't know that anybody else in the Big Ten is a true proven commodity that's playoff worthy outside of Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan potentially being, maybe they're different the next 5 years. The 20 years before Harbaugh was there, they were obviously a good program, but they were far from great. So, yeah, I think Big 12 would have a pretty good claim with Clemson having a recent heyday, Florida State being nationally relevant, and then a really good group of just deep Big 12, a bunch of teams that are very good and very relevant, in the depth of the conference.
I'm just saying too, bro. If we can, if we add those teams and we can go do a little traveling down to Miami for a road game, I'm here for it. You know what I mean? There's worse places.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I just want to go to Tallahassee. I just like to go to a game. You know what I mean? That sounds fun to me. I'd be down to go to Clemson and watch them all, run down the ramp and trip and fall and hit the rock or whatever they do. I'm in, dude. Let's do it. We all know what they do, but it would just be fun to see all that. So, yeah, more places you can make a destination for a game. I'm in.
I'm down to go to Papa John's Arena in Louisville as well. Just FYI.
Exactly. I think it's the Yum Center now, right? Isn't it now all? I think they had to flip it all over to KFC. I think Papa John's out for,
It'll always be the Papa John Center to me. I'm sorry, dude.
better ingredients, better pizza.
But I'm here for it, man. That'd be super, super cool. So, cool. On to the next. So obviously the Olympics are getting ready to start. Oh, wait, before I even do that. Attaboy, Brett. If only Wilbur has his guns.
Yeah. Which, by the way, pound for pound, more guns in the Big 12 than any other conference, which obviously it's so facto, it's the best conference in America.
That's right. Go buy our shirt. Yep. Olympics is starting in 2 weeks. A little shorter than 2 weeks. I think it's the 27th or something. But the U.S. basketball team is already starting exhibitions. They beat Canada, which obviously that's one of their tougher opponents. They did it without KD. Did it without Kawhi Leonard because of course he pulled out. Yeah, they replaced him with what's his face? Derek White. Yeah, which just absolutely created a shitstorm within the Boston Celtics locker room because Jaylen Brown did not get picked, which, by the way, I think it's actually a good idea to add somebody like Derek White instead of a Jaylen Brown because you already have a lot of star power. Derek White's going to give you the other stuff, the glue guy stuff, which I know we make fun of a lot, but like in a team like this, at least he's not like a Mason Plumlee, even though, hey, Mason, welcome to Phoenix. We're happy to have you. He's not JaVale McGee, right? He's a real player. He plays very well. I do have to share this though, because I know you have thoughts. Embiid, yikes.
Yeah, so I guess we can take it a game at a time. They actually played Australia today, right? And they won that game. So they also played a secondary game. Embiid looked much better today, so I'll start with that. He looked a lot better today. But in the first game against Canada, Embiid was up to his old tricks. Foul baiting, lazy play, fouling out in 12 minutes, 13 minutes perhaps. Could be off by a minute, but the guy was gone. Embiid looked absolutely terrible, god-awful. He looked like a guy who was promised to start, didn't have to earn his role, and played every bit of the part. It was a little better today, so I'll still hold out some hope for Embiid, but boy, was that turning quickly. I'm like, America's going to learn to hate Embiid really quick if this is the kind of performance we're getting on Team USA. Hey, people remember this stuff on Team USA? Like, I literally look at Carmelo Anthony differently, and not everybody maybe views it the same as I do, but he's a U.S. Olympic god, right? Like, I've never seen a greater shooter. Like, all they had to do was move the three-point line 1 foot up, and Carmelo Anthony is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen in my life.
No, he is. Like, legitimately, like Olympic Melo may be the greatest basketball player of all time.
It's unbelievable. So like, it really does matter to me. And like, I think it's going to matter to other like people that are really embedded in hoops, like how Embiid does with this. Like, I do think it matters how you perform on the USA level. Like, obviously, if they win gold, probably like all sort of forgiven and like no one really holds them super accountable for it. I think if your resume is like an NBA player, if you're talking about the greats, like leads with like gold medalists and not NBA champion, probably a problem with your resume if you want to get in that top 10 kind of conversation. But ultimately, like, these things do matter. So Embiid sucks so far, not so good. A little better today though, and we'll see. And so far, question mark, undecided whether Embiid is a good add to the U.S. Olympic team.
Also, I still don't understand how he plays for the U.S. Like, that's still befuddling to me. Dude is from Cameroon, I believe, right?
Cameroon guy. Yeah, he's a Cameroon guy.
Lived in France. Somehow he plays for the U.S. I'm here for it. I mean, I'm cool with it because, as Brett says, we also have 0 centers in the NBA that are American, which, if you stop and think about it, is very true.
Yep.
Centers we don't produce them like we used to.
Wembanyama, no. Jokic, no. Gobert, no. None of those are ours. No. Everybody you think of is somewhere else. Yeah. No, we don't have any tall guys anymore.
Dude, even Cat plays for the Dominican team. He doesn't even play for the U.S. You know what I mean? And that's if you want Cat.
Bahamas.
Yeah. Man, that is actually a weird thought to have, huh? I guess
no, it's a real. We have a growing center problem. Like, either we can't grow centers or we can't develop them or something. I use like Bol as the example because I think of Bol and like how much he should purely be a center, and he basically plays the 3. So we're doing something in America to kill the centers. We're killing them.
Zach Edey's Canadian. Who's the kid from UConn that went to the Blazers? Donovan Clingan. Maybe he's the next guy.
Yeah, he could be. And I mean, we're going to be starting. I mean, Chet is definitely going to be on this team at some point.
But he's more of a 4.
He is. And he's like. I mean, at best, he's a very lean 5. I think we can all agree. He's a bit of a spindly fella, but at least at this point in his career. But he's yeah, man. It's the center position's a little bit bleak, but Bam looks good. 80 was awesome today. By the way, the best 2 players on the court today were 80 and Book, bar none.
Well, Book's a good U.S. player. You know what I mean? Like, he plays well for Team USA.
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing, like, I think it was LeBron that said, like, Booker was born to be like a FIBA basketball player. Just like shoot. Mid-range. Like, it's
that's
perfect.
The thing. Is like, the thing that Book does that other guys aren't doing on this team, and it's the same reason you want Derek White on this team, is that he does like everything basketball perfect. It's not like
he's pure
just chucking. It's that he moves the ball when he's supposed to. He moves off ball when he's supposed to. He plays defense, and then is like efficient as shit. He scores every bit of the points Anthony Edwards is going to score and half the shots.
Yeah.
That'll just be the facts of this, by the way. The narrative will be Anthony Edwards is unbelievable. He's the biggest alpha dog of all time. Man, he talks so much, and then Book's going to average the same amount of points on 78% shooting.
On fewer shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. No, but I think we're going to be okay. I do have to say though, like I know it's just exhibitions, but we haven't really like Canada. We didn't blow out of the water. I didn't see the score of Australia. Did we blow them
It ended
out?
up being like no, it was like ended up like under a 10-point game.
There you
We
go.
were up by like 25 at one point,
Yeah.
so I don't really know. Like it was going on during the day today, so
Mhm.
hard to like kind of lock in on it. So
Yeah.
just something going on periphery in the background, but I do know Book ended up helping close it out, of course, because of course he did. Man, him and AD were there to lock it down, and yeah. But like all in all, it was a good day. Our boy Josh Green out there, a little bit of Joe Engels, Team Australia. Team Australia had some
Exum.
dudes, right? Like yeah, Exum, probably Giddy, right? I think he was out there. Pretty sure he saw Giddy sighting at some point. I mean, Australia's got a team. Yeah, for sure. But they got a team out there. They got a team.
Yeah. I
You're
think
like,
outside
you're like, no. It's just a full adult team. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Hide your kids. No, but like I said, I think a couple weeks ago, right? Like the rest of the world does kind of scare me. Like France is going to be very, very good. Like probably the best team they've ever had. Serbia is going to be very good with Jokic. I did see that they did not qualify.
No, they lost Giannis.
Yeah, Greece knocked them out, which I'm not afraid of Greece. All right. All they have is Giannis. That's it.
Correct.
Spain should be pretty good. I saw who did Spain knock out? They knocked out somebody that was actually pretty decent recently. I can't remember. But Spain should be pretty good. Puerto Rico's in it. And it's led by that little tiny dude, Jose Alvarado.
Oh yeah, dude, I saw the best Jose Alvarado clip the other day. Like someone made a video where it's like he's dressed as the referee and he steals the ball. He's dressed as like a cop, comes off the sideline, steals the ball, dressed as great video, nonetheless. But yeah, look, there's going to be competition. This is about U.S. and like whether they want to win or lose. But so far so good, you know.
You know what my favorite thing to do is, and it's just kind of like a guilty pleasure, is to go look at the FIBA rosters and to see like kind of the Where's Waldo of guys that you're like, you're definitely not that nationality. Like Japan has a white guy on their squad. I think it was like Croatia
type thing. Like he's like, I was born here.
Yeah,
like,
Croatia has a black dude, and I'm like, there's not a whole lot of you there, you know. And it's definitely like an American name. It's a lot of guys that were like pretty good in college or very good in college, but didn't pan out, and then they go over to Europe and they just get nationalized over there. They whatever, like more power to them, but then they go play for their national team. I'm like, this is weird. I don't know how to feel about this.
I mean, if we can Joel Embiid, I guess everybody else can too.
Yeah, you're not wrong. The fact that we have to Joel Embiid is just going back to the original issue of like, how the hell did we not have any centers? It's just Dwight Howard's out there, bro. He's playing in Taiwan. We can bring his ass back in. All right, just saying.
Probably give us 5.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all we need on this team.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to the Olympics. So the basketball team, I do think we probably win gold, but it's not going to be easy. You know, I think even Germany's pretty good. It's crazy. They got like Mo Wagner. They got a few guys, man. So
yeah, a couple Wagners, yeah.
Wagner, yeah.
Couple Wagners.
Yeah. The rest of the Olympics should be fun though. I don't know what we talked about a couple weeks ago, but just like it's been stewing with me. I still don't know what my favorite like top 3 things I want to watch are. It's probably going to be swimming, the track and field stuff. So like, you know, 100-meter dash. Those are top 2. I'm excluding basketball because obviously I really want to see this breaking thing. Breakdancing being in the Olympics.
You're locked into this, man.
I can't let it go, dude. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
And I found out it's gone after this year. Is it just exclusively a French thing, apparently? Huh? How about it?
Yes, but I mean, they do like every time, like the host country like does get to like cherry pick a couple of things that they want to do, right?
What do you think the U.S. would cherry pick?
Just more basketball. I don't know. I did see Jimmer is on the 3-on-3 team. Did you know that?
3-on-3 basketball. He's gonna kill at that.
Yeah, Jimmer would be great at that. I mean, like, this is what Jimmer was built for. I
Yeah.
mean, I think. Like, look, we all want to believe in Jimmer. Like, whether you like love Jimmer, hated Jimmer, like it was a thing, and like you would like to see him win something, right?
Yeah. You know, it would be sick if they added to the Olympics when we host in LA in a couple of years, like beer pong. US would kill.
And I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with any of these like yard games,
I
little
would love beer pong.
Big 12 cornhole.
Ooh, dude. Some pickleball.
Yeah, darts. Darts seems to be like pretty hot. Like when those highlights from like the big dart events, kind of sick.
England would kick our ass though, dude. That's all they play over there.
England was the last thing. England don't win shit.
You're
You and
not
I.
wrong. Yeah, actually, great segue again, Henny. Like, obviously, the Euros just finished. England, dude, they lost to Spain, and nobody else is surprised, right? Because Henny apparently even tried to watch a little bit of the England match.
Yeah.
And couldn't do it. Could not
I
sit
mean,
through it.
like, look, I was paying attention to it. It's just the thing is, like with England, like, it's like rooting for the Bills in the '90s. It's like being a Suns fan. It's whatever you want to relate it to. We all know how it's going to end, buddy. And
It's
so,
not
like, when I
coming
watch
home.
England, the thing that I just like, I guess, like, my thing with England, right? And this is, and again, like, I guess this goes back to, me just being a stupid, foolish American. Like, what are we all rooting for England for? Like, what's wrong with you people?
I know you
Like,
have these thoughts, by the way, because I hit up your wife about how she's going to England and was just giving her some tips. And I was like, "Oh, you should have brought John." And she's like, he had no interest in it. And she said you have other interest in going to other countries, but England was like a hard no.
well, she's going for a Taylor Swift concert. So, like, let's just put out some ideas around what's going on here. But like, just to lay some groundwork, I'm not opposed to like going to England ever, but I am like a little one. Like, I just don't understand the affinity for rooting for England from here. Like,
Yeah.
as like, no, you root for U.S. soccer and we suck. Like, if you really want to be a soccer fan, just accept that we suck. You don't get a proxy team. I don't get to be Diamondbacks Yankees. You don't
No.
get to be Dodgers / Red Sox. Like, that's
I was
not how it
rooting
works.
I was rooting for Spain, but it's only
You root
because
for
I'm
American soccer.
I'm probably moving to Spain, so that's why I was rooting for Spain.
I mean, like, I get like you're gonna root for somebody in the game, but I think there's like a lot of people who are like this, like tweeting that morning from America, like it's coming home, and I'm like, you live in St. Louis. What's your problem?
You're not wrong.
Like and it's like post from Vegas, Nevada. It's coming home. I'm like, it's not. You're actually your home. It's there.
Yeah.
And no matter where it's going, it's not going to your house. Not
You're
even
like,
where.
let me promise you, it's not coming home to Missouri.
Yeah, it's not even going to cross the pond, actually. So, like, it's not. And the pond, by the way, is a ocean. So,
Yeah.
like, I just don't. I just think like that whole thing. Like, I just don't really understand. But it's nice to see Argentina win in Copa, just because I like. Right, you can root for Messi, but like, I don't root for Argentina like all the time. But I mean, I also wasn't tweeting, "Bring it back to Daddy." Or whatever in the morning. So, like, if they lost, I wouldn't have cared. But cooler than not cool, I guess.
Yeah, dude, that match was wild because I'm sure, as everybody's seen now, just the lack of organization. I guess the people collecting tickets just gave up. People were bum rushing in, sneaking in through the vents like it's freaking Die Hard.
Vents footage was amazing, dude. I'm like organizing to climb up through the vents. It's like,
dude, like climbing the fence into the stadium. Then like people that literally spent like thousands of dollars on tickets are trying to get to their seats. They get there, and people who did not buy a ticket are sitting there refusing to get up, and just like madness, absolutely madness. And then the game itself, a little boring until like the second half. And then, Lautaro Martinez from Argentina saved the day. Messi's ankle got absolutely destroyed. I don't know if you saw a picture of that. That thing was like that fat. It looked like a ham hock, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it was fun, dude. Soccer's over for a while. So we probably won't talk about it on here for a long time, probably for another 2 years. Henny can rest. I know that he just dies every week. He can't wait until he gets to talk about his soccer.
I watched, man. I watched like a good healthy portion of both those finals. I did. I did it, and I'm a soccer guy.
Yeah, fully bought in.
I show up just to piss on people and make them mad, pretty much. But
Yeah.
or I like soccer, whatever. Yeah.
Soccer Twitter is easily one of the easiest things to shit on, though. Just FYI, like if you ever want to just like make fun of people, just go to soccer Twitter. It's really easy.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, I'm with you.
they
Sorry.
line it up pretty easy. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing the good old Twitter machine that I now pay $11.99 for. Don't tell my wife,
During,
huh?
did you sign up for that during the show?
Right before, when I noticed that we could not, um, what do you call it? We couldn't go live. So I was just like, well, might as well go ahead and do it right now and see if we can get it going. But
Get that
apparently,
reply. Chase those numbies, bro.
yeah, we're gonna blow up on Twitter now. I can finally DM people. Oh, speaking of DMing people, we are going to have a Big 12 expert from Heartland Media coming on the show. We're probably looking at like the first weekend of August, trying to finalize those dates. But we're excited to have him. His name, let's see, I have it here. This is great podcasting again. So, where did it go? I hope he doesn't watch the show and see me not remembering his name. Anyway, yeah, he's from Heartland Media. They cover exclusively the Big 12. His name's Pete. So we'll have Pete on. He's been doing it for a long time. Basically, what we're going to be going over is just how Arizona fits in, kind of what his expectations are for Arizona, and just kind of give him a little bit of our thoughts as well. So make sure you tune in for that in a few weeks. And with that, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So obviously tonight was the home run derby, and they had probably the worst.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the
Just gotta
we
I know it's
once
painful.
were so gallantly streamed.
Very like sumptuous.
And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right. Dude, what are your thoughts? Is that your first time seeing this?
No, I already I already did it once. And I just can't believe I had to do it again. I don't even have what is she okay, or is she like is this someone I'm supposed to know, first of all, Ingrid Andress?
I don't know, but is it
I mean,
weird?
I know her now.
Is it weird? I think that she was trying to be like sexy with the national anthem or something.
No,
like
I think that's what she was trying to do. Like, she's trying to giving like
like phone
I don't
sex
know,
voice?
like opium den sexy vibe. Yeah, like I don't know, like oh yeah, like I mean, I don't know what the hell that was, dude.
See, we got Hammerstreet's Golfing saying her voice is like a swift kick in the junk. I guarantee there's guys out there that were probably like, I don't know. At least that's what she thinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that was yeah, that was like the worst version of "Torn" by Natalie Imbruglia I've ever heard. I guess it's based the best I could offer that. Like I don't know, I listened to it a couple. Yeah, it's just so bad. But I mean, good for like she's now the winner. Like that's the worst ever, I think.
Woo! Yeah, dude, wild. All right. Then we got the next thing. LSU football. Got Brian Kelly, Henny's favorite coach. I'm surprised you didn't pick LSU as your dynasty team.
I know I do love LSU, but I can't do a Brian Kelly there.
I just love that this is the meme. Why can't you just be normal?
Yeah, they just can't, dude. They can't. He can't. That's a hilarious photo, though. This is really great. Look at and see, he's got a gun, dude.
He's got the cowboy hat. You know, embrace it. All right, we already talked about this, Florida State and Clemson, so we'll skip over this one. You this over.
Hey, man, still eligible. They can
England
still
is
play in the
still
Duke's Mayo
eligible to
Bowl.
play Duke's Mayo Bowl. I would love to just see the English national team, their coach Gareth Southgate, get drenched with some Duke's Mayo, and I think the whole country of England's with me.
Love that. And God, I'm just excited for college football. I do think there's I keep saying there's a simpatico though with college football and soccer. There's something there. It's kind of that England or Alabama thing.
Something, yeah. All right, freaking Travis Hunter.
This is
We're
funny.
gonna go ahead and play the clip. Let's see.
Okay, bro. Why am I getting chased by?
There
Bro,
we go.
how? The O-line is realistic. Yes, very realistic. What you mean? Niggas can't block for nothing.
Because that locker room wasn't torn enough. What do you think the general consensus is going to be about that one?
Yeah, I think this continues to just be a program that seems to totally have it all together all the time. Dude, this is just the case of there's just too many cameras there, and they're getting way too much attention, and that's a problem. That's a pretty innocuous comment if he's not live on Twitch or whatever's going on here.
Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. I would love to see how their season's going to go. So, all right, I sent this over. Dudes be like, I miss him, and it's just a traditional power forward, dude.
Here we go.
Okay, we are not doing the volume because we're not trying to get shit on. But
Also
Amari
do 2
Stoudemire was him. He was that freaking guy. And yes, I still think about him.
Amari, Sean Kemp,
Kevin Garnett.
real power forwards.
But Amari, dude,
You said a 2 minute and 20-second video though for this. We're just gonna watch 2 minutes and 20 seconds of silence and video highlights of Amari dunking.
This is why you need to subscribe to the YouTube. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit the bell. All right. So you can see
better on TV.
Sick ass clips of Amari dunking on people. Dude, if it wasn't for the microfracture knee surgery, he would have been so legendary.
Yeah. Phoenix was the home of the microfracture for a while, dude.
It was. God, we should have won a title with that son of a bitch. Whatever. We didn't though. All right. Brooks Koepka wore an England shirt at Live Andalusia event, having been paired with Spanish playing partners John Rahm and Sergio Garcia. Shithousery now switching to golf. Go ahead and
The par between 15 and 2. Now then, this is what we like to see. Brooks Koepka nailing his colours to the mast, winding up the Spanish in his England football shirt ahead of the Euros final in Berlin tonight, England against Spain. And apparently Brooks will be carrying that England shirt with the 3 lions around in his bag today. That's the par between.
So for those that don't know, Andalusia is in Spain. So Brooks he stays not giving a shit, dude. You know what? I love him for it. That was actually
a good move.
That was a sick power move right there.
Yeah, that was a good move. And Sergio ended up winning that day, by the way. So worked out.
Yeah, really put a fire underneath him. Sergio
won. Spain won. And then Alcaraz won.
Weekend,
yeah.
Dude.
Alcaraz. And then Alcaraz won won Wimbledon back to back, beating the Joker. So big day for Spain. Huge
Let me
day.
tell you too, as somebody that's been to Spain, those people are probably still partying. When it comes to sports, that is all they think about. You will walk the street, all you see is sports stuff. you get in a cab, they're for sure listening to Spanish like sports talk radio, and they love Akresh or whatever. They love John Rahm. They love the Spanish national team. They die for that shit. So I guarantee they're still partying, which I wish I could be a part of. It'd be so sick.
Yeah, hell
I
yeah,
miss
Spain.
I miss Spain, bro. I miss it so hard.
Paella.
Real quick though, did you notice Sergio Garcia really thought it was funny? John Rahm didn't really laugh. John Rahm
Yeah, John Rahm doesn't seem like a real party dude.
turns out kind of a douchebag. Who would have
Sun
thought?
Devil? Yeah, go figure, dude. Weird.
Oh, here we go. This is the content I want. Steph, Book, and JT hit the course following today's USA basketball men's national team practice in Abu Dhabi. By the way, before I even click on this, just as because I'm the biggest.
Yeah, you don't
golf
even need
guy
to
in the
click
room,
on it. We can just see it, but yeah.
just the biggest golf guy in the room. The fact that JT has no sleeves, not surprising. Kind of a douche move. Have some course etiquette, pal. See
Yeah,
Book
no,
swing though, just smooth as hell.
Yeah, I mean, like Tatum wasn't going to be the best golfer here. I mean, that's just,
Bucket hat. He's a bucket hat guy.
Steph with a bucket hat there too. So we got 2 bucket hats going on. It is a Jordan polo. We just got the sleeve rolled up, but yeah, I mean, we know Steph can golf. I'm going to assume Booker ends up being a pretty decent golfer, and it takes a little while for Tatum to figure. Tatum's just lanky, dude. That's just a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
But this also made me laugh because like everything the whole NBA world will tell you is that Jason Tatum and Devin Booker hate each other and will, pound each other off the face of the earth. Meanwhile, they just golf together all day. Like none of these, like these guys are normal people. Like they compete and then they just hang out. Yeah.
In the same cart too. Like, look at that. Yeah. I hate somebody you're in a cart with.
Yeah. They're probably laughing all day, like gambling, laughing, having like the best time. Yeah. I just think it's so funny, like the way we pit these guys against each other.
It's a sick hat that Booker has too. That Red Wings hat.
Yeah, he's always rocking his Detroit stuff. I actually have the Tigers hat on tonight.
Yeah.
Beat the Dodgers this week, so helping out the D-backs. We'll take that.
All right, dudes will literally take a $113 million pay cut if it means they get to hang out with their absolute boys. Jalen Brunson just continues to be an absolute bargain. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore, dude. Like the guy's probably. Do you think he's the best point guard in the NBA right now?
Do I think he's the best point guard in the NBA?
Yeah.
He's in the conversation. Like he's in the conversation. Like even if he isn't, he's in the conversation. And if he's going to get paid less, then like he's the best. He's the best point guard under contract in the league right now. Yeah. And then on top of it, they're already like now whispering, and I don't know, like I don't know if it's true. Like it's got to put pen to paper, but they're saying Bridge is willing to take a discount to hang around too. So even further proof that boys are willing to take pay cuts to just hang out with their boys. And the Knicks have all of those kind of vibes going, man. That's pretty crazy. It just really doesn't guarantee him a championship. So a long way to go for that. But man, if they get a bunch of guys like under contract value, which these guys can all still make $250 million over the course of 6-7 years. So it's not like they're gonna starve, but that's pretty impressive. That's pretty cool.
Dude, doesn't it suck that it doesn't suck to root for the Knicks now?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, but they're pretty likable right now.
Super likable. I mean, I can't dislike a team that has Mikal Bridges. I just can't. He's so pure.
Yeah,
and I like Jalen.
I know, and Jalen's just tough, dude. Jalen is just tough.
I like what's his face, the 2 guard. Also went to Nova. He's a Chelsea fan. What's his name?
Hart?
Yeah, Josh Hart. Thank you. Yeah, he's a Chelsea fan. Yeah. I like him. He's a great Twitter follow. I think they had Dante DiVincenzo still.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude.
And then they got figure out Randall. That's pretty much the one.
Yeah, Randall's a tough like,
Yeah.
He's not aesthetically pleasing to watch his game. So
Kentucky guys less than Nova guys, turns out in that situation. Yeah.
I'll let you talk about this since you sent it over.
Yeah, and we already talked about this earlier, but I mean, this guy, and I don't even know how you're supposed to say his name on Twitter, Mover 3, whatever. But basically, if you've been following this guy, he was like spot on with all of the Big 12 movement originally. So when Arizona moved over, when Utah moved over, Colorado, and then eventually dragged Arizona State by the hair on over, this guy had it right on all of it. And so he was the first one to really sort of, the least that I saw, to push this information out that they were targeting Florida State and Clemson. We already talked about it, so we don't got to drag through it all again. But if you're looking for someone to follow, if you're unsure, this guy certainly did a pretty good job last time and was all over it. I know Shear is now reporting some of this stuff as well, so he seems to have gotten his hands on some information as well. But if you're looking for someone else, this is definitely a guy who seems to be in the know.
Hell yeah. Give him a Twitter follow. You also sent this one. Oh, yeah. Cold ball, baby.
Yeah. This whole tournament was wild.
Yeah, dude. So what was wild, if you watched the Euros, it was very buttoned up. It was very European, like old guard, traditional, right? Then you come over and you watch Copa America, which is put on by CONMEBOL, which is the South American Soccer Federation. And this is what you got, dude. Just like players just doing Malice in the Palace type shit in the stands. I saw one screenshot. Apparently a priest was throwing hands with the players. And then we already mentioned the stuff that happened in the final. Like, yeah. I don't know what I like better, to be honest with you. I think I'm a have their pros. Guy. That checks out with you for sure.
Sign me up, dude. I want to see people climbing through ducks. That's what I came here for.
It's just freaking crazy, dude. This whole tournament was just...
And then honestly too, right? You know we're gonna get I don't know how I want to say this, but you're gonna see some female anatomy, and if it's gonna come from Latin America, you know they're bringing the heat.
Yeah. Did you see though? By the way, we're not gonna say what we're referenced to, but what we are talking about. Both of the viral Twitter post of that, both those countries won. One was from Spain and the other one was from Argentina. So,
ladies,
the U.S., you better come correct in 2026 when we're hosting this World Cup. Well, that's all I'm saying. Right. We know the secret sauce now.
Ladies, I still believe in you.
Yeah. Freaking, here we go. Shohei, what you got for us, brother? Oh, okay. Yeah, why not? Why not, dude?
About Jose Canseco saying this is disgusting, like he's above all this. Jose Canseco's like, this is disgusting.
Fun fact about Jose Canseco, Yuma used to have the Yuma Bullfrogs, which was like a shitty like semi-pro team, and Jose and his brother played on that team, and I went to go watch them a few times. So
nice,
post Juice era, but yeah,
nice.
I've seen Jose in person, or I keep saying Jose. I've been watching too much soccer. I've been saying Jose. It's Jose.
I was gonna say. I was like, I think you started talking about something else. Yeah.
Goddamn European saying Jose, bro. I can't get it out of my head now.
It's all right. I don't even know what's going on here, nor do I even care. I just thought it was funny. Jose Canseco was mad about it. Dude, look how far back this was. This was a lifetime ago.
Yeah, July 10th. Well, we haven't done a show in 2 weeks, so
I know, but like this is not from then. This is from July 10th, which is 5 days ago.
It's not been going on the Twitter sphere, bro. Maybe not a lot of sports, but sports adjacent, you know. This is sad though. Pac-12 Media Days has commenced, and it's 2 mascots
just chilling on a couch.
Why do you think Why do you think that even happened? Do you think they just because they were able to collect the bag by suing the rest of the Pac-12?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I think they had the money. I mean, I saw like the people running it just saying like, hey, we're just going to have some drinks here. Like if anybody deserves some drinks here, it's us. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess. But this is like, this is kind of weird behavior to like even draw the extra attention to themselves just to be sad. But like, hey, your move, Pac-2.
I do like the Cougars outfit though. Real business cash.
Yeah. You know? Vegas vibes. I get it. Red jacket.
Oh, here we go. This is ancient, actually. Gigi Jackson. Come on, put him up.
Going full Notre Dame Fighting Irish on it was a great move.
Oh, I love it. All right, my mouse is wigging out. Let's see how many more of these do we have?
That's what dude. It's weeks worth of.
We cannot skip over Mike Gundy.
So I looked it up on my phone. What would be the legal limit? Like in Oklahoma is 0.08. In Ollie was 0.1. So I looked it up, and it was based on body weight. Not to get into the legal side of it, but I thought really 2 or 3 beers or 4. I'm not justifying what Ollie did. I'm telling you what decision I made. Well, I thought I've probably done that 1,000 times in my life, and I, it's just fine. So I got lucky. People get lucky. Ollie made a decision that he wished he could have done better. But when I talked to Ollie, I told him, I said, "You're lucky you got out light because you make a lot of money to play football." So I looked it up on my phone.
Oh, dude, I am so excited that we are in the same conference as Mike Gundy. I don't know about you, but like, dude, he's got the mullet. He's the same like tan as his shirt. Like, he doesn't differentiate between 3 or 4 drinks. This guy's the man.
This guy can't be fired. Like this is clearly a man who just like knows he's never gonna get fired. Like he's like absolutely invincible out there. He's like, I'll tell you whatever the hell I want.
I've done that probably 1,000 times.
Which is pretty freaking hilarious. And yeah, it's just like, look,
believe
I'm just
him.
telling you, the decision I made. It's not about legal or science. It's about, yeah. I mean, it's.
Is this not the most eastbound and down shit in the world?
Yeah, he's pretty. Dude, this guy's hilarious, man. I mean, and the crazy thing is, this is like I'm a man. I'm 40, and this guy's probably damn near 60 now. This guy's been in my life a long time.
And he's always been awesome.
And it's the same. Yeah, he's been doing the same thing. This guy is like absolutely untouchable, and that's what you heard right there.
Oh, dude, I love him. I can't wait till he comes to Tucson. I sent this one, goddamn, a week ago. This feels like 2 months ago.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Okay, I've heard a lot of insane indie ball stories, but pulling a 44-year-old politician off the campaign trail to throw 6.2 quality innings on 3 hours' notice is up there. The Sioux City X's were in need of pitching, prompting manager, blah, 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 to make a call to the bullpen like never before. Taking the mound for Sioux City, Iowa State rep J.D. Schulten. And guess what? J.D. Schulten ended up throwing like, what did it say? 6.5. And I think he only allowed like 1 run or something. Yeah. Like hell of a story.
Are they just the X's? That's the part I'm struggling with.
It's rough. I know.
Sioux City X's.
It's rough. Justin Timberlake is opening a sports bar with Tiger Woods in Scotland. Somebody commented DUI Fridays.
Just a good name. By the way, I'll go here too.
So for all of you that don't know, I've sent Henny probably like 40 different DUI.
Jordan Addison, dude, you would have kept. The thing is, like half of the Georgia football roster, the Ollie from Oklahoma State, Justin Timberlake gets his, Jordan and I'm like, Dugan, dude, you gotta like slow down on the police, bro. Like, just like I get it. Football players be making mistakes all across this country. I don't want to know about it. I mean, I'm going to see them all anyways, but stop pumping them into my shit. It's like messing. But
no, you sent me one today about NCAA 25 where you're like, this game blows. I keep having to babysit the Georgia players.
That's your boy Matt Hesse, because he also, which is when I was like, again, guys, I know, but
yeah. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Just too many people are getting arrested. Honestly, it's like,
yeah. All right, you sent this one. We probably should have the volume.
Popped up. Foul ground. Long run for Heim. Nobody's going to get there. Whoa! That fan. What is he doing?
Forgot about that.
Doing? After the foul.
Okay, wait. Was there a net there?
Yeah, so he like tried to make a play, like wandered over. Thankfully, there's a net there for just this dumb situation. He wanders into it. They let this guy stay.
Hell yeah. You notice where they're at?
Yeah, they're in Texas, baby. Dallas. Arlington. Let's do it.
Henny's favorite place in the world.
You know what? We got to make amends with Dallas at some point.
Have to. All right, we're going to be okay. You can rest now. NCAA dropped today. Let's see. I'm fascinated by all the adults who think they'll have the same time they did when they were younger to play this NCAA football game coming out. I am fresh off a breakup and only have a dog to take care of. Sam Houston State will be a 45-time champion by July 30th in my house. That's actually a good one we could have picked. Sam Houston State. They got sick unis. They're
Yeah,
orange.
that's not bad either. Yeah, that's like a small school. I appreciate that one.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Team power rankings, Arizona came in at number 23, 87 overall. Speaking of that, if anybody was wondering, any of our cat fans out there, Hesse did send me some screenshots of the rankings. So Noah Fafita coming in, friend of the pod, by the way, friend of the pod, 89. All right. We got Quali Conley at 84. Our boy's not in it yet. We got Kean Burnett, 77. T-Mac, 94. Montana Lamonius Craig, 81. Who else? Jonas Savanaya, he's at 80 or 90. He's a beast. Who else we got? He sent me literally every single page of the depth chart, but I'm not going to read every single one. Justin Flows is 78. I think that could use some work. I like Flow. Jacob Manu is a, where did he go? He was on here before. Jacob Manu, 87, I think, or 86.
He should be 100.
Yeah, I love Jacob Manu.
Yeah, I just love Jacob Manu. Just wanted to say that on the podcast.
Yeah, he's the man. Takario Davis, 92. Traden Stukes, 80. Dalton Johnson, 83. And then who's the other safety kid from Phoenix?
Genesis Smith?
Nope. Made all the plays last year. Maldonado, 85. So there's your rankings. Also, when you start the game, Arizona is ranked 16th in the country. So
I was gonna say add that in there too. But yeah, we're all over it, dude. And then Bobby Bonilla, we talked about we talked about that the last time. We did it. We got through them all.
Our watches ended. We're only at an hour and a half. I thought this was going to be a really short show. It never is. Welcome to Jump Shots from the Goal Line, where we just riff the entire time. So
yeah, you better believe it, baby.
But if you like our style and you find us funny, you think our merch is cool, you think Wilbur should have his guns back, you like the Big 12 stuff we talk about, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Go ahead and follow us on social media, X/Twitter. We're premium now. So blue check mark coming our way. Facebook, Instagram, where you may or may not have been watching this. TikTok, we're on there as well. And then follow us or subscribe to us as my dog walks by on Apple and Spotify. But make sure you're following us because we do this once a week. We have awesome guests that come on. We've had players. We've had journalists. It's not just two buffoons riffing the whole time, I promise you. But our riff is pretty sick. So go ahead and follow us. With that, enjoy NCAA 25. Enjoy the rest of your week. Henny, what do you got for the people? Anything else?
Enjoy the British Open. Don't have any favorites for you. I just never know with the British Open. It's weird. It's different kind of golf over there.
It's
good luck.
Open. It's the Open.
Just the Open Championship. See, that's what I mean. That's the kind of stuff. Give me what was it called? Nemo Ball, whatever. Give me the Federation from Latin America. Just give me fights, chaos, whatever. Give me CONMEBOL. I don't need all this pretentious nonsense. Get that trash out of here.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.